Hi guys, my name is Pavan. So today I'm going to talk about what Scrum is. So Scrum is a agile project management technique. It's one of the agile project management technique. So Scrum usually they say it as 343 methodology because in Scrum there are three roles, four ceremonies, and three artifacts. So artifacts are nothing but the documents. So the three important roles in the Scrum are the Scrum team, Scrum master, and the product owner. Product owner is nothing but a stakeholder of the client. He is the one who actually gives you the product to work on. And coming to the Scrum team usually ranges from 3 to 7 people. If there are more than 7 people, it becomes difficult for the Scrum master to maintain track of the project. And coming to the Scrum Master is actually a role. It can be performed by anyone in the project who have complete idea of how it works and how it goes. So it can be performed by a business analyst himself because he is the one who gets you the requirement. It can be performed by testing management. It can be performed by developing management, or it can be performed by a separate person by called a Scrum Master. So anybody who has a complete idea of how the project is going on can act as a Scrum Master. So the Scrum Master usually maintains the track of the project in a by conducting a meeting called sprint planning meeting. So in a sprint planning meeting, the business analyst, the testing team, the coding team, or any other teams, and the Scrum Master come together. And for suppose if the product owner has given us 1 year of time to work on the product, so they divide the project into different modules or parts so that they get time to work on each product and each module, and at the end of each product or the module they were able to get an output for the project. So these modules or parts are called sprints in Scrum. So suppose they divide the project into like 5 to 6 sprints or 7 sprints. So at end of each sprint they meet in a meeting called sprint review meeting, where the business analyst everyone is present, and the Scrum Master takes over the meeting, and they show a part of the output of the project to the product owner. If they are satisfied with the project and the product, then they can go ahead and proceed with the second sprint. If they are not satisfied, they can go and rework on the sprint again, and so that they can know where they have done wrong. So this is an actually iterative methodology. Agile is a iterative methodology, so Scrum being a part of Agile. So as I said before, they divide the project into 12 parts or parts. These are called sprints. So the Scrum Master is responsible for dividing the project into sprints. So each sprint consists of 2 to 3 weeks. So at end of the third week, they should come up with part of the output of the project. So in order to do that, the Scrum Master conducts daily Scrum sessions. So daily Scrum session is basically you come in the morning to the office, and it's daily in the morning, in the evening. The time limit for this daily Scrum session is 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, the Scrum Master conducts the Scrum sessions. He makes sure that every member in the team are present in the Scrum sessions. As I said, the size of the Scrum team is from 3 to 7 people, so they're present, and he makes sure to ask the team three questions. The three questions are: what have you done yesterday? What are you going to do today? And when you're performing the task yesterday, were there any difficulties? So the main intention of the daily Scrum session is to make sure to answer these three questions. So after end of the Scrum sessions, they meet again in the evening to answer the same three questions: what have you done today? What are you going to do tomorrow? And by doing today's work, have you encountered any difficulties? So by conducting these daily Scrum sessions, the Scrum Master have an idea of how the project is going on and what each member of the team is doing. And after these daily scrum sessions, after every sprint, end of each sprint, the sprint review meeting is there. So the product owner comes over, or they meet through virtual or online. They show the output to the product owner. If he's satisfied, then they go to the next sprint. If he's not satisfied, then they work on the changes told by the product owner. And after the sprint is successful, and they conduct a meeting called sprint retrospective meeting. Usually the sprint review meeting or sprint retrospective meeting usually happens uh, parallelly, and so they can be conducted parallelly, or they can be conducted in different meetings. So it's up to the team. The sprint retrospective meeting is basically to get an idea of what went well during this sprint, to make sure uh, if the changes went well during this sprint, to make sure the next sprint is taken care of. If there are any problems, what are the problems to make sure to be taken, what are the precautions usually to avoid during the next sprint. So this sprint retrospective meeting is conducted to make sure the coming sprints are go in the planned manner. And the three documents that uh, there in the Scrum methodology are the product backlog, sprint backlog, and the increment. The product backlog is an organized list of everything. It can be the requirements, it can be the user stories, everything that are there in the product and the project are there in the product backlog, and it's a single source of document for the whole team. If anyone wants to look over, if any doubt about what is there in the product and the project, they can go to the product backlog, and the product owner is responsible for the maintaining the product backlog, and he is the one who actually can change. And if you want to change anything in the product backlog without his consent, you cannot change everything. So product backlog is an ordered list of everything that the product contains. And next is the sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is basically it contains details of that particular sprint. If you are working on a sprint 1, it contains like in this sprint how many user stories should be executed. In this sprint, like what is the testing team doing, what are development team doing. So for that particular sprint, they maintain a backlog called sprint backlog. And third is the increment. Increment is nothing but sum of all product backlogs. So all the product backlogs in the project combined together maintain a document called increment. So these are the three documents that are mentioned in the Scrum methodology. So the video I just told gives you a basic idea of what is Scrum, and this is just 30 to 40% of the material covered in the Scrum methodology. So there are many other things apart from this, like how meeting, which meeting, so which are very important, but I just wanted to cover basic details about what is Scrum is. And in the next video I'm going to talk about interview questions for the Scrum and the Scrum Master. And if you like my video, and I would appreciate if you like it, and if you subscribe to my channel, I can be uploading more videos. And if you like the way I told, if you want me to improve in the next videos, you can just comment down so that I can improve in the next videos. Thank you.